What's up, everybody? This is Jube from Section 116, ArgosEndzone.com. Time for Week 3 action as your Argos travel out west take on the BC Lions. As always, click the See More button on the YouTube channel. Jump to the chapter you want to see. We'll get things rolling with a look back at how things went last week. Last week, the Argos were part of the very last home opener at Mosaic Stadium in Saskatchewan as they railed down the Riders. What we saw early on was what Ricky Ray has always been capable of, and obviously still is, with a couple of quick strikes there in the first quarter, and then the Rich Stubler bend not break defense started to finally gel, and we saw those results. They put a ton of pressure on Darian Durant, not allowing Saskatchewan to get back in the game. You saw a balanced passing attack on offense. Special teams were solid. Hiralalu. I promise I'm going to pronounce that name right before the end of the season, but Liram Hiralalu. That doesn't sound right at all. Still being very, very effective in the kicking game, both in terms of field goals and getting punts away. A couple got kind of close last week. But you start to see the results of that Stubler defense. That's what really impressed me. I knew the offense would come around, but how soon would the defense get rolling? And we saw Ricky Foley contribute in a big way this past week with his first sack of the season. And I'm just expecting that to keep on rolling as the team becomes more cohesive. Speaking of cohesiveness, they added defensive lineman Sean Lemon from the Rough Riders shortly after that game, within a couple of days. And it's a credit to the new ownership of the Argos. Were actually able to stay out west rather than coming back for practice this week to then go back out to BC. They stayed in Saskatchewan all week. It just recently left for Vancouver, which was kind of made me laugh because that means Lemon just had to go check into the hotel for his new team. We'll be curious to see how quickly he can get into the defensive scheme. It'll be great to have another pass rusher being able to rotate in and create pressure on the quarterback. We'll see how quickly that develops. The Argos travel to BC Place here in Week 3 to take on the 2-0 BC Lions. Any conversation with BC always starts with their linebacking core, in particular Solomon Eliminian and Adam Bighill. These guys are nasty. They're fast. They're physical. Being able to go, two linebackers being able to go sideline to sideline will create havoc for any rushing game. I suppose the good news is that the Argos don't have a rushing game. But what they will do is they'll probably take away those short yardage passes and create pressure on Ricky Ray. So the challenge, of course, on offense will be to keep Ray upright, as it is every week, but also they're going to have to try to take advantage of that aggressive, very, very quick defense. So I'm warning about some counters, some screens, try to invite the defense upfield and then working around them. Probably being the most effective way of doing it. Again, if you can create time in the pocket, then Ray can also go downfield. I just think that 8-10 yard pass through the middle is not going to be there this week. So the Argos will have to adjust, as they have a tendency to have that quick first down passing attack. They haven't stretched the field a ton, a couple of instances here and there, but more so for lack of a better term, it's that West Coast style offense where short, quick passes, two-step drops, get it out there. I'm not sure that's going to be there with that linebacking core, so we'll have to see how they adjust. When the Argos are on defense, you got to be aware of Jennings, the quarterback. Not a huge body of work in the CFL, but is playing very, very well. Being able to connect with Emmanuel Arsenault on some deeper plays. So, of course, what's the key then? You put pressure on the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, throw off his timing with his receivers, and be physical with those receivers. Argos are definitely capable in the defensive backfield of getting physical. It's just a question of, can they create pressure on the quarterback to make sure that Jennings cannot get the ball away in time. So as I said, like what we saw last week, is we started to see that defensive line starting to create pressure on Darian Durant. So if that continues, I'm not saying that Lemon's part of the equation for this week, but if they can rotate through defensive linemen to keep them fresh, continually put pressure on that offense, then you have to see how things work out. Forgive me, I can't remember who put it out on Twitter. Someone made a very interesting point about BC's ability to adapt to a rushing defense, as they kept in seven blockers against Hamilton last week and absolutely dominated them. So it might be a situation where instead of trying to pressure the quarterback, you just take away his opportunities downfield. I don't know. I'm not a defensive coordinator. But let's see how Stubler scripts this one up this week. So who should you be watching this week? On offense, I'm looking at number 81, Torrey Gurley. He's overdue for a breakout game. Maybe this will be the one. A big physical receiver, so he's not afraid to go over the middle. Maybe he's the solution for being able to diffuse Eliminian and Bighill over the middle, maybe he's the guy. Maybe it's going to be short slants coming or crosses coming through the middle. He's physical enough to take that on. Keep an eye on Torley Gurley making an impression on offense. On defense, I'm looking at number 4, Brian Hall, the big offseason acquisition. And now his role is as a space eater. That his role is to take up as many offensive linemen as possible, create opportunities for linebackers and other defensive linemen. I would like to see him, and I know he's capable of it, and I think this is the week that we see him creating more pressure on the quarterback and being disruptive in the offensive backfield. So keep an eye on number 4, Brian Hall on defense, number 81, Torley Gurley on offense. See how it goes. So this week's prediction, if you do the math from the last 2 weeks, BC comes out 27-18-ish, plus or minus. But when was the last time you ever heard me pick a team against the Argos? Yeah, I'll admit I'm a total homer, right? So I'm going to say that this is going to be the breakout, turn that BC defense inside out game as the Argos come out on top out on the West Coast. So, knowing that you won't be able to get much of a run game, it's going to be quick start offense, putting pressure on their defense, then let's say that the Argos come out of here 24-10. Yeah, let's go 24-10. That'll wrap things up for another week here on ArgosEndzone.com. Hope you had some fun. Feel free to like, comment, and share this video. And let us know that you're watching out there. Let us know what you like and didn't like as we keep evolving this channel for you. Make sure you follow us on our social media feeds. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Maybe suggestions on our social media we should be on, other things we should be posting. Now, games out west, I'm not going to be there, but if you happen to be out on the left coast, definitely check this out. BC is, Vancouver's gorgeous, and what better place to be on a Thursday night than there, right? Go check it out. Make sure you support your Argonauts cheerleaders. Go to argonauts.ca, argonauts.ca, pick up the cheer calendar, and show your support for these ladies and how hard they work every single home game, and when they're not at the game either, because they're all over the city promoting for the Argonauts. So, again, TSN on Thursday. It's going to be a great time. Until next time, this is Jube from Section 116 on ArgosEndzone.com, reminding you we ride the rail and we ride hard. Let's go, Toronto!